So this is going to cover episodes 3 and 4 of the Clone Wars. I'm conjoining both of these. One, because episode 3 was really short, and I didn't have a whole lot to say about it, so I wanted to get 4 in on this as well, and that way I can also talk about the entire Bad Batch arc in general. This is going to contain spoilers, so go to Disney Plus, finish the Bad Batch arc, and then come back. Not much else to do these days. Just some quick points on episode 3. Echo comes back really, really quickly. As soon as he's unplugged from whatever that thing was that he was in. He's pretty much fine after that. So as they're escaping, they need some help from the natives that are on this planet. And they do help them, but a lot of them die in the process. Like, a lot. But yeah, basically, the natives helped them out. A lot of them died, and then they were like, yeah, like, you helped us not all die, so we're on your side now. Anyways, cool moment was when the big, I don't even know what they're called, these things. One of them is putting its leg down, and Wrecker, the really strong clone, catches the leg. And I get being strong and having that be your mutation, but that was a lot. I mean, that thing is heavy. So the episode ends with a little bit of an ominous tone. Rex says something along the lines of, it's going to be just like old times, and Echo's kind of standing there. The music gets a little creepy, and he goes, yeah, just like old times. And it kind of gave off the vibe of maybe he's not all the way good. And that kind of goes into the next episode. A lot of the tension in episode 4 is centered around Echo was plugged in with the bad guys for a while. You know, where do his loyalties lie now? Is he all the way there now? Is he being deceitful at all? And that had a lot of tension throughout the first half of episode 4. And then you realize that he's Echo. He's back. Something I really liked about episode 4 was Obi-Wan and Windu get a lot more to do. Windu has an awesome moment where him and Obi-Wan jump down, and he's just talking to a bunch of battle droids, and he's like, you know, this is stupid, you're all gonna die, but you don't have to. If you lay down your weapons, you can be reprogrammed. You know, I've killed over 100,000 of you, which, I mean, I'll just take him on his word on that. I'm sure he wasn't, you know, tallying up each droid he destroyed, but probably a good estimate. But he says that. The droids kind of look confused for a second, and then they all start shooting at him. And obviously, it wasn't going to work, but I thought it was a cute moment. But hands down, the best scene of this episode, and probably honestly of the whole season so far, was Anakin when he confronted Trench. One of the stronger elements of the Clone Wars is you get to see a lot more of Anakin being manipulated by the dark side, and you see that in full bloom here. He gets pissed. He's pissed off, and again, I'm going to be paraphrasing for this, but Trench, you know, says something along the lines of, I'm unarmed, you're a Jedi, like that's not your thing. And Anakin slices off half of his arms. He's like a spider thing, so he slices off like one side of his arms, and he says, I don't have such weaknesses. And that line is really telling of where he's at with everything. And it's just really cool to see in the show how much closer he's inching towards the dark side. Because in the movies, it's very, very rushed. The scene ends with pretty brutal death, to be honest with you. He gets what he wants from Trench, and then he murders him. Lightsaber right through the chest, and that was the end of Trench. And Anakin shows no remorse either. He wanted to do it. A small complaint I've had about the show in general is the droids talk a lot, and a lot of the time it's like stupid stuff, like it's stupid like comic relief and whatever. And some of it does get a chuckle out of me, but a lot of the time I either find it annoying or cringy. They're robots, and they don't have pain receptors, so I don't know why they would react to being hurt. And they don't have emotions either. A lot of them show a good amount of emotion. It's just a small thing, but sometimes I wish the droids would just shut up. Awesome moment was when the sniper, I think it's Tech, put those bouncy thingies on the wall, and there's a ton of droids, and he shoots one of the things, and the bullet just bounces and kills every single droid in the hallway. That was an awesome moment. I thought it was super badass. The episode ends with a really touching moment between, you know, Rex and Echo. The Bad Batch is leaving. You know, their work is done. They're on to something else. And as they're leaving, you know, Echo has like an R2-D2 arm. I mean, he's kind of mutated to the point where they are. And the Bad Batch says, hey, you know, like, if you want to join us, like, you could be useful. And Rex goes up to him and he says, hey, like, if that's where you feel like you belong, then go for it. And that was a really touching moment between friends, especially when he does end up going with the Bad Batch. He kind of thinks about it, and he reflects on where he's at now. and he knows that he just doesn't fit in with the normal clones anymore. Rex turns around, they give each other a salute. That was really heartbreaking for me because I know that's the last time they probably see each other before Order 66 happens. So just knowing what looms over the future, that was really sad to see. But that was a nice moment. Overall, I thought the Bad Batch arc was pretty solid. It was good, although I will say it felt a little anticlimactic. It felt like the resolution to this conflict was a little bit too easy, especially for the opening arc of the final season. I was expecting this arc to have a little more emotional weight to it. That's not to say it's bad. Like I said, I thought it was a pretty good arc. I just would have liked a little more of an emotional punch there. But I'm sure we're gonna get that in the coming arcs that have to do with Ahsoka and the Siege of Mandalore and all the stuff with Maul too. Overall, I thought it was a good arc, and I'm excited to see where the next two go. I might do a Mandalorian season 1 review today too, just because I'm bored and I love Star Wars. So, but yeah, those are my thoughts on the Bad Batch arc in general. What did you guys think? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know in the comments. As always, like and subscribe. And yeah,